You got problems. You need to get straight. You need a therapist. You know what you need? You need a therapist.
This salsa from Sprouts, friend. If you ever go to Sprouts, get Lucky Habanero. This thing tastes so fresh, like it's
Bitch.
homemade.
I just went to Sprouts this weekend, and that's why I did my grocery shopping at. But let me tell you about something I didn't know about. Um, you know how Sprouts be having like they little what the beans, like the dried beans and stuff be at, like that little section.
Hmm.
So they got these fucking dried okras for snacks. It's
Oh,
it's like the whole okra, and it's
that you can like put in soup.
no, they dry it. It's like a snack, like
Yeah.
a. I guess you could put them in soup, but I was eating them just plain. Cause
How did you go look at it and be like, "Yeah, I want to try this"?
bitch, I don't know. I was first of all, I went to the grocery store and I was hungry, so I was buying unnecessary shit, right? You know,
Okay.
and so but I seen it, I was like, oh, this looked like a good little snack to have or whatever, just something, I'm at my desk, pop me a little okra in, whatever.
Not pop me a little okra.
Bitch, that shit was so fire. Like that shit was so good. I smashed them. So I was hungry, right? And so when I got in the car, I took them out the bag or whatever. I was eating them in the car. I ate half the damn container when I was on my way home. I ate the rest of them today. I didn't even get to take them to work because I ate them all up. They were so good.
Okay, I'll go find them just in case.
Yeah.
I'm be one of them black people. You know how black people be tasting the fruit like before they buy it, they be like,
And then you put it.
and then you put it back.
Don't do that.
Oh, I can taste the okra before I buy the whole thing.
No, it's in a container. It's sealed up. You ain't gonna be able to
Oh,
taste it.
oh, like how the nuts and the dried fruits
Yeah,
be.
it's
Okay,
over there in that section. But yeah,
I
they
thought
was
you were
fire.
talking about the little scoop.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Oh,
I'm talking about it's in a little container because they have like a whole bunch of like the dried fruits and stuff, like the bananas and stuff. But they had the okra. That shit was fire.
you
I'm,
can take a picture of it and send it to me, child.
oh, I will because I'm gonna go back probably tomorrow and get some more.
Okay, well, if you do and you want to buy some salsa,
They ain't sponsored.
it's it's good. It's good.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
How you doing this week, friend?
Well, it is
It is
Monday.
that. Mm.
Monday today. Only because I was late to work because I forgot my ID at work on Friday. So I was scrambling trying to find my ID. So way to go to be an example to the people under me, child.
Cause
Anyway,
yeah, I hate that guy. Oh, I forgot my ID. Let me. Oh,
but it was truthful. It was fact. It wasn't like, okay, she lost her ID. She's looking for it. No, them bitches saw not bitches. They saw they saw that my ID was at work and it was like, nah, we got you. It's at work. Cool. I'll meet you at the gate. Cool.
boom.
Done. Solved. I'm on my way. And then to be fair, for me to lose my ID, I was only like 15 minutes late.
Okay. To be
So
fair,
judgy.
I'm just saying.
Judgy. Anyways, I told my troop, I was like, I know you sick and tired of my shit. I know you tired of it.
Already, like you
Already.
just got here. Like this bitch can't keep her
Judge.
goddamn
All right, here.
ID. Like what is wrong with this hoe?
It's cool. I'm here. Anyways, how have you been?
I've been doing good. I was off today. Mondays I am off. Thank God Almighty. Um, so yeah, I got some. This weekend was nice actually. I went to the African American Museum in Baltimore. Took Lil Man. That was pretty
Oh,
cool. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Actually learned a lot about the African American history here in Baltimore, and so that was cool. Um, and I got to relax. I was also productive, but I also made time to relax. And at this point right now, I just want to get back to the basics of the things that kind of make me happy. Um,
mm.
girl, because just with the transition, with the move and everything, I have not felt balanced or grounded for some time. Even like leading up to the move and getting ready for all that stuff. It's just been a lot of moving parts, and I was traveling, and it was just a lot of shit going on. So I haven't really felt grounded over the past couple of months. I'll say 4 months. And so I really just want to simplify my life as much as possible. And that's doing the little shit like crocheting. I just started a new crochet project. I haven't done that in months. And that's one of
Yeah,
the things that make me happy and actually calms my damn nerves. And so, yeah, trying to find ways to make Kay happy.
I can relate to that because
Hmm.
although I've been living my life and having fun, I don't have no routine, which has me all over the place.
Hmm.
So I need my routine. I need to sit down and like get my routine so I can get my shit together,
Yeah.
child,
My
and
friend has
get
been outside. My friend, I called my friend yesterday, like ready to sit down and talk. I just knew you was gonna be sitting on the couch with your hair nappy and just sitting there looking crazy,
girl,
and we could just talk for the rest of the damn Sunday. My friend was
girl.
outside having brunch, and I was like, "Oh, can you sit the fuck down? Because I just want to talk. Damn, like what is going on? This bitch is outside again."
That was one of my New Year's resolutions to socialize more.
And friend, I'm proud of you. I am proud.
I've been out here
Hmm.
meeting people. I ain't been out here, but I've been out here.
You got one leg out, one leg in.
One leg out, one leg in.
You-
Cause I can always
Mm, bitch,
jump back
what?
in.
Go back to hiding, bitch.
Which honestly, when it start getting a lot cooler, that's probably where I'm gonna be.
Hmm.
Inside on the couch in a lot warmer space.
Speaking of getting a lot cooler, I got back on Instagram, and one of the first things I seen when I got back on Instagram was something from Petty Mayo, and it was like, why the weather go from 95 to 65 like it was a state trooper.
Like it was a what?
A state trooper house.
Oh my god.
I was like, no, but it did for real. Like, bitch, like a week ago, it was 95 degrees outside. And when I woke up the other day, bitch, I had to put on a hoodie. It was cold, my nigga. Like,
Girl,
it's
I brought
cold.
my whole space heater to work. I said, it was one day I was at the desk shivering like this. I was like, oh,
Oh,
hell no.
hell no. I'm not about to be at work uncomfortable. Like, y'all need to get some
Uh-uh.
heat in here.
Yeah. So I brought it to
Mm,
work, and girl, the next day I was fine.
yeah.
Because literally it was like 1 week where it was like mid 70s, 60s, whatever. Oh, it was a lot cooler.
Yeah.
Then the next week, we back in the 90s. It was 90 something a day, child. I'm like, I can't. It's I
Mm.
can't. I don't know. But they said it's fake falls and stuff.
So, since we're in it already, yeah, welcome back to You Need a Therapist podcast.
Oh yes.
If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, like, notification. I'll be trying to remember to say those things.
No, you give me shit about it, and then here you are.
I'm just trying to remember in the
Oh,
beginning so that way we can let the people know,
oh
hey,
yeah.
we are on YouTube. If you didn't know, now you know, nigga.
Share with a friend. Bring a friend.
Share, hit the subscribe, like us. If you
Give
like
us.
us. If you don't like us, you don't have to hit the like button.
Don't fuck with us.
I don't want no sympathy like.
Mm-mm. Even if you are a friend and you ain't fucking with it, don't.
It's just cool. We ain't for everybody, and
And
we
that's fine.
understand that. Um, but
Cause
yeah,
y'all don't be for me either.
here she go. But yeah, if you're on YouTube, like if you're not on YouTube, still like, leave a review, do all those nice things for us, please. We appreciate the love.
We do for those that love us. Okay, I be sounding real shady.
You
I
do like what's up with the shade? Like
Mercury and Gatorade.
Mercury is in Gatorade, and bitch, I can't talk. So I apologize in advance if I get tongue tied because I have been here for the past I don't know how many days Mercury been retrograding. But yeah, your girl been messed up.
It's okay. That's why I got this little.
Mm. Yeah, it got me too. That's why I got me a little tea. But don't worry, I still got the wines too. I got the tea and the wine.
Friend, you mixing it like that?
Girl, I just didn't want my throat to be, I ain't want to be like doing all that shit.
Get you some throat lozenges, some cough drops.
I ain't got girl. It's wine and tea. That's what we got.
Ooh, okay.
Wine and tea. I think I
Anyway,
might have a problem. Oh, speaking of, I found a therapist today. I have my first appointment next week. I went through Military One Source because I was looking online because typically I just pay out of pocket.
yeah,
Um, but when I was looking at the prices in
girl,
Maryland, it's
girl.
it's a little bit more expensive than it was in Virginia Beach. Where I was
Hmm.
paying $80 in Virginia Beach, they want 150 up here.
And that's
And
average.
that was the average. I was like, oh, baby. So I just went on right to Military One Source. For all of you military folks out there, you get 12 free counseling sessions per issue.
Per issue. So switch up the issues.
So, I ain't gonna tell you how to play the system, but you
Switch
can
up the issue.
play the system if you need to. And yeah, so I went and got signed up, and I asked the lady, I was like, can you please give me a black lady therapist? She said, absolutely. It found
So you requested that on
Military
Military
Muslim.
One Source when you talked to her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time I think I just got lucky. Well, I got lucky because I
Mm,
was in Fayetteville. I think the demographics was more
yeah,
black
that
than
probably was. Yeah.
yeah. I think I just got lucky. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I need to do. That's what I'm going to do.
Yes, but got me a therapist, got the appointment set up, and so I'm really excited. Hopefully everything works out and it's good vibes. And yeah.
So is it? Because I know with mine, like she only did like over the phone, so like talking over the phone. Is yours gonna be like FaceTime virtual?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I've requested FaceTime virtual, so that's also a thing too, where you can request like regular phone calls or actually face like Zoom call or in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know my lady, like the program that she went to, I guess Military One Source wouldn't pay for it, so it had to be over the
Mm,
phone.
okay.
Um, but no, yeah, I would definitely prefer face to face. Like I want to be here connected.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know who I'm talking to over the phone, child.
Yeah, that's part of me also getting back to the basics, getting back on my therapy journey and
Mhm,
fixing myself because I got a lot of shit to fix. Speaking of a lot of things to fix,
mm-mm,
so this weekend I was watching some podcasts on YouTube and I came across the Angie Martinez one, the In Real Life,
mhm.
an interview that she did with Lauren London. And I was watching the interview. Great interview, by the way. If you haven't watched, you should watch. Lauren is really a dope ass human being. Like,
Absolutely.
she's always been a very beautiful girl, and in the black community, she's known in Nunu, and everybody loved Nunu or whatever. But actually, like when you listen to her interviews and listen to how she speaks, she's very spiritual, very deep. Um, and so I was just really like fascinated with her during this interview. But one of the things that really stood out to me that's been kind of reoccurring and keep popping up here and there in my life, and I think you've also mentioned some things about this also, but she spoke about her relationship with Nipsey, and I think Angie had asked her like what was her love life like, what did it look like now, and one of the things that she kind of mentioned was like that she doesn't have the energy to get into another relationship with somebody that's like ego driven,
Mhm.
because one of the things that she noticed about relationships is that they're all egotistical. It's all based on ego. It's all based on possession and like you're mine, you're my person, and I'm with you.
Possessiveness.
Yeah. And that all falls back on this ego.
Mhm.
And how all relationships are ego, well, not all relationships, but most relationships are ego driven, and she didn't have the energy to be in that with someone. And so that made me think like if all of our relationships are ego driven, like how do we get to this point where they're not? How do we get to this point where even our platonic friendships are just pure love and not based on anything egotistical, right? And
Mhm.
so that led me down a rabbit hole to be like, so how do we get rid of this ego? Is it such a bad thing? Like, and
Mm,
and if so, like how do we coexist with it?
mm. I think I think a lot of it is trial and error. A lot of people aren't born just without the ego. We have ego.
Mhm.
Everybody has ego. And I think it just takes a very mature, wise, experienced person to be able to put their ego to the side because I think the ego is there for protection, like as a form to protect
Yeah.
yourself.
Mhm.
Um, so I think it's a lot of trial and error where you realize like s- sometimes it's exhausting, like living in your ego, you
Mhm.
know? Um, I think it's exhausting living in your ego. You take things personally. That's exhausting. So when you allow people to be who they are and you accept them or not accept them, then I feel like you feel more free versus trying to control a situation or a person or anything. Not saying that you should let people step all over you. I'm not saying that. Or you
Yeah.
should let situations just do what they do,
Mhm.
but in a sense, like, you can control what you control, and for the most part, that's only you. So, you can either, like, accept what's being presented or leave, like, you can't control things. The only thing you can control is you.
Mhm.
The circumstances you put yourself in, how you react, how you don't react. Like
Mhm.
that's the only thing you can control. So I think when we realize that and stop being so controlling or possessive in that way, then we feel more free and not as much anxiousness or anxiety over things or I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So, definition of the ego. Ego is a mechanism through which we are able to see ourselves as an individual, unique person. It's what helps create the illusion separate from what is, and it gives us the opportunity to experience the physical plane. Through the ego, we decide who we want to be.
Mm.
So, I don't know what's a good question to lead up from here, but like off of that definition, like who are you through your ego's like eyes? You get what I'm saying? Like, is that a
Ooh.
good way to word it? Like, who do you think you are based on your ego?
Mm, uh, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Who do I think I am based on my ego?
Like your
Can I
traits, like your personality traits. Like, what if someone asked you to describe yourself personality wise? Like, what would you give them?
It's funny because, like, I've been listening a lot to, like, the new people that I've been meeting here in California, and, like, I've been listening to how they describe me,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I get really surprised how other people describe myself because I don't see myself that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know if it's because, like, I'm stepping into, like, a new phase of myself, somebody who I haven't always been, and, like, now I have these new people entering my life, and they see me as who I am now versus what I was in the past.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
so now, like, when I I meet people or see new people, I get that I'm very blunt and direct. I've never I've never seen myself as that, but this is what I'm getting. I'm blunt, direct. I'm a genuine person. Uh I um what else? I get I don't know. Good
So
energy
okay, that's what you get now, but what did you see yourself as? Like, why is this surprising to you that you're getting this feedback?
because I was in the past I was never a person who I wasn't as assertive as I am now. Like I didn't necessarily ask for what I wanted all the time.
Mhm.
Necessarily didn't say what was on my mind all the time, which I still don't say everything that's on my mind because sometimes I don't think it's necessary to say certain things.
Mhm.
Um, but especially if
Ain't
ain't no change
nobody
gonna come.
ask.
Yeah, ain't
Yeah.
nobody asking, ain't no change gonna come about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, um, Yeah, I was never I was very shy, quiet type of thing. People don't see me as that anymore.
Mhm.
They see me as very social and outgoing or whatever, which I'm still an introvert. I'm just more comfortable, I guess, being myself around strangers,
Mhm.
but I'm still reserved in a sense because not everybody gets all of me when I meet them. But yeah.
I was about to say Beyonce.
What?
Stingy with my love. Ooh, baby.
Send the invoice, bitch. Because I've been good. Like I've been good. I ain't played her in a minute, but I did hear her the other day. I was like, damn, I feel an itch. Like I want to
Mm.
play it. But anyways, to, anyways. So how do you see yourself though?
um,
And yeah, through your ego.
through my ego, I see myself as being someone that's been very independent.
Mhm.
Um, very much give it to me, I'll get it done myself type of
Mm.
person.
Mhm.
Um, that's
We the
just
same.
yeah, that's just how I see myself.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, like an independent, I see myself as being that sorry the cliche, the strong independent black woman.
Yeah.
Um, by default, like not really by choice, but just by default
We
because
had to
I
be
have
that.
to be that. Um, but yeah, I just see myself as being a reliable, dependable person.
Mhm.
Um, and I think one of the things too, like, so y'all know I'm on my astrology woo woo or whatever. And so lately I've been looking at what is called the North Node and the South Node, right? And
What's mine?
I don't know what yours is. We actually need to look up your chart. That's
Okay.
the one thing that I don't know that's yours. um, so basically the North Node is what your soul signed up for, like as this mission during this lifetime. So whatever your life mission is during this life and whatever your sign is in the North Node, the polar opposite of that sign is like the other one. So mine is in Aquarius, and the polar opposite of Aquarius is Leo. So your South Node is like your past life and who you were in your past, and your North Node is what you've come to accomplish. So it's almost perfect that they're opposite because you should have already learned the lessons from your past life with your South Nodes, and now it's time to do something more. And so and this is funny because my South Node is in Leo, which is a very selfish or self-centered sign. Very
Mm.
much so. When I was like doing research about this, it was more so along the lines it's like you were probably someone regal or someone like iconic in your past life where things you didn't have to wait hand and foot for certain things, like you were waited on. And so in this lifetime, you may seem like you feel above certain things, like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. That's beneath me almost. or
Mm.
and I'm not like that in every aspect, but in my relationships I am. And that's probably why I
Mm.
don't have no man, because it's like, why will I deal with you? Why would I deal with this shit? That's beneath me. You know who I am? Like
I don't see the problem, but
and
okay.
and that's probably why I have these issues with men that I have.
Mm.
But
I don't see the
the
problem.
polar opposite of that, the selfish, the self-centered Leo is the Aquarius, who is the humanitarian, the person that's supposed to change humanity and be involved in community and all these different aspects of like community, where for me is a challenge because I am self-centered and I like to be isolated. I don't like group activities. If
Mhm.
we have to choose of being in a team or doing individual work, I'm gonna
Imma
choose
choose the
by
individual.
myself. And so
Absolutely.
I think that this is like one of my challenges, and the way that I get to this Aquarius North Node energy is through the death of my ego, through killing my ego. And like all of this is kind of like coming like full circle for me at this point. It's like my life mission is probably to serve others, and I've been blocked in many ways because I haven't been doing that,
Wow.
because I'm still stuck in my Leo, all about me, all about K, self, and
Can I find this in CoStar?
your North Node.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. My North Node is Aquarius.
Okay, so then, friend, we have the same life mission.
Colin.
Got the same calling. It's to be of service.
Yes.
Um, which actually works out perfectly because if you had something else, I wasn't gonna know what it was. I didn't research all the other signs. But yeah, so that looking into this really made me like, okay, so how do I get rid of this ego? How do I get I don't want to say get rid of it because I don't think it's something that you necessarily need to get rid of. I think it's something that you need to kind of learn how to coexist with, right? But
Mhm.
how do you get it under control to where it's not holding you back from said life mission or your purpose or just relationships? Because realistically, people that have big egos usually they go that retrograde, but people that have these big egos usually suffer with relationships
Mm.
in one way or the other. Like, and so how do we coexist with this thing? Like, is it all bad? Is it not all bad? Like,
It's tricky. Because I believe if you're happy, if you're truly happy, it's not
mhm.
bad. It's not, is it bad? I don't
And
know.
that's what I'm
It's
trying to figure
tricky.
out. This is the conversation because I don't know.
If it's, if you're truly happy, I don't think it's all bad. I don't know.
So typically, the ego is like attached to external things, like external things that you hold on to, and your worth feels attached to it in one way or the other. Like,
And I don't feel attached to external things.
but for some people, that's the case. Like some
Mm.
people feel like the car they drive, the type of car that they drive, is like a certain like status, and like if they have to drive in a Honda, it's like beneath them. Like I'm not driving in a Honda. Like,
To
like,
be fair, like, to be fair, I'm not attached to external things. Like, I don't have to have the best of the best. I want luxury, right? I want
hmm
it, but like, I don't have to have the best of the best. However, I do believe in like image and how everything looks. So even if it is cheap, like, do I look good?
and
And that's all I care about.
that's the thing. I think that's the fine line with the ego, right? It's like somebody that likes to dress nice, somebody that likes to look good. It's nothing fine if you like to dress up and look nice. Like if that is what genuinely brings you joy, is picking out a dope ass outfit and looking good. It's like when your worth is attached to that. It's like you can't go out the house with just a shirt and some sweatpants on because you worried about what people would think. You think that,
Mhm.
oh, if you're out looking like a little bit bummy or a little bit like not, top
Put
tier,
together.
then somebody's gonna judge you and think bad of you because you're just running to go to the grocery store to grab some shit. Like,
Yeah, that's don't nobody care about that shit. Like,
especially this bitch. Like, I swear.
and but the thing is, people gonna talk regardless, whether you're dressed all the way up or you dressed all the way down. People are gonna
Mm-hmm.
somebody is going to have something to say, period.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do your best to avoid the negative talk or judgment and stuff. But the thing is, you will never please everybody. And I think that's the point where I am in life,
Mm-hmm.
or I got to in life, where I'm not going to be able to please everybody. All I know is I'm gonna just put my best foot forward, period.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So if this is all that I got to give today, then that's what y'all gonna get.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how I think about that. So
But
cool.
ego is just there to protect us. We're social creatures. We need to fit in socially to one group or another, right? And so in my opinion, I think that people who have like the biggest egos are the ones that have probably been hurt the most and the ones who have got to put on the most in order to fit in or in order to protect themselves, just to try to survive. That's really what
Mhm.
it is. It's all a fear based, it's not an emotion, but it's all based out of emotions of fear. Fear that somebody's going to come and take, fear that you're not enough, fear that, whatever, fill in the blank. But it's all fear based.
Absolutely. That's yeah, that's definitely what ego is. Yeah.
So, if you could kill your ego, you in particular, what traits would go?
What traits would go? If I could kill my ego, what traits would go? I think I think my damn. This is really hard to say, right? Because you do it as a mean to protect yourself. Like
Mhm.
my selfishness protects a whole lot of my mental. So if I say I want to say like I would let go of my selfishness and I want to be able to like not just always think about me, but at the same time it's like that's what protects like my mental. Like this is how you get the best of me. I'm serious. Like this is how you get the best of me. This so if I kill that, then I don't know what type of raven you would get.
And this is part of that. This is one of the things that I'm kind of like dealing with, trying to figure out like this whole South Node, North Node thing, because kill that selfishness part of you, kill that side to give more and to be of service more in other ways. But it's like, how do you keep your mental and your brain intact when you are supposed to be, quote unquote, like, this shit is just, I don't know if this is real or not, who knows, but I do have this feeling to serve. I don't know exactly how yet, but I do have this feeling, but I am blocked because I'm like, this does not bring me peace. That's
Mm,
that selfish part of me. Like, I don't like this. So doing these things, volunteering or being of service in some way, makes me uncomfortable. And it's like, it, I understand like everything isn't supposed to be comfortable, but how am I supposed to be of service if I'm not good mentally? You know?
right. Yeah. And this is one of the things. I don't even know if this is a Leo trait or whatever, but like I don't know if you get it too, but a lot of times I already get like people look up to you. You're a great leader, blah blah
It's
blah.
just
And this is
natural. It's
yeah,
natural. Yeah.
these are things that I'm not purposefully doing or that I even want to do. Like it's just something that people naturally see, I guess.
Mhm.
So it's like do I need to if it's already happening, like,
Yeah.
do I need yes, I could tap into it more. I can be more intentional about it, which I am trying to be, especially, like, as far as, like, work and stuff.
Mhm.
I am intentionally trying to be more of a mentor and stuff like that. So, like, do I need what else do I need to do? What I need to let go of?
I think for us in particular, with getting into like the astrology side of things, I think it's going to come with like the intent behind it. Okay, so let's use the podcast for example, right? This could go either one or two ways. We could use this podcast and just be selfish and have us in mind, right? And just say, okay, I'm doing this because I want the clout, I want the recognition, I want
Mm,
to be known to have this great podcast or whatever. And it's all about me. I'm doing this in order to serve me. Or we could flip it and serve others and put this information out to help people that's in similar situations like us, or to help people find resources and to let them know that, hey, it's okay for you to seek therapy. It's not anything to be ashamed of. And I think that's the part for us in particular as the Aquarius North nodes, the difference in between it being selfish and trying to
mm,
get recognition, or just doing it because we genuinely want to service other people and we want to help other people in this way. And if this is the way that we do it, then this is just how we do it.
right.
Yeah. And then with
I
that, if you do it well and you do it genuine and like right, then you do get the recognition and the accolades eventually.
mhm.
But it comes from a place of service.
Yeah, and it's never the end goal. Like that for me is not the end goal, like the accolades and the recognition. Yeah, that would be nice, but like more so helping people, more so hearing people be like, "Yeah, the that episode, blah blah blah, helped me out. I
Yeah.
can relate." Da 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 da. Which I feel like is what keeps us going
Yeah,
because
girl,
we
because
do
I'll be ready
hear
to
that.
stop.
Yeah, like every week I'm like, "Well, do we like record another episode, child?" And it's not like we ain't got the biggest audience, but at the same time, there's patience, and it is helping somebody. It is because we hear it like it's helping
Even if
somebody
it's
is
just
being helped.
one person.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in a way, it's helping us too. So
Yeah, it definitely helped me.
yeah, so
Yeah.
and I think we're naturally evolving into that. So I don't think we even need to intentionally be focused on like changing something and killing a ego when like as the older we get, like life is happening to
Mhm.
us and we're evolving and maturing and being more wise. Like I feel like it's just naturally happening. We're not bad people. We don't
Mhm.
the things that are like that we feel we're very self-aware about things that we need to work on. So I feel like anything that we do, we're going to keep in mind um like the things that we need to change or
Mhm.
whatever. So I don't know. I think we do everything with good intent. So like the negative things that we even think about ourselves or that we've been told about ourselves, like it's not like we're not aware of it, right? I just think
We're
sometimes I think
humans.
the negative yeah, we're humans, and sometimes I think the negative things that are there, serve their purpose.
Yeah.
They serve a purpose to a person, a circumstance,
Maybe I'm
or
here to teach you a lesson.
yes. Y
Maybe I
yes,
haven't learned my lesson, which is why I still have this trait. I don't know.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Don't
think
know.
we will change when we wanna change. It'll naturally happen, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of the biggest things that I think I fear though when I say kill the ego or get rid of the ego is like if I get rid of these certain qualities that I possess, right? Will I change? Like will I still
Mm.
be the same K? Like
Will I feel happy?
will I feel happy? Like will my friends still see me the same? Will they still like I ain't worried about you. I know you ain't going nowhere, but like does that dynamic of the friendship or the relationship change in a way like when these traits that have always been a part of me very strongly kind of diminish or go away, it's not there anymore, like
And the answer is yes, because once you start like these traits, whatever it is, attract certain people to you. So once like certain things start changing, like of course, like certain relationships and friendships and family, that's going like with life when we're evolving, like people who were in our life back then ain't in our life now for a reason
good
because we're not the
riddance.
we are not the same people that we were before. So like
Yeah.
you either coming along with the ride or Imma leave you behind, and or you don't need to come on this ride, like, you hold me back, which is
Hmm.
fine, uh,
But that's one
and
thing that I worry about though. Like I like the person that I am now. Like I wouldn't want to be like this like little weird monk that's like, without sin and
um,
like shameful, like, oh, don't do that. Don't bring that around me. Like I would still want to be the sassy, spunky, like witty K.
mhm,
Do I keep that if I no longer have this need to like prove a point or no longer have this need to like validate certain things? Like is that still a part of me, even though, you
I
know?
feel like if it doesn't feel natural and it doesn't make you happy, why are you changing it? Like, why?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need to change if like this is not something that's going to make you happy. Like if you feel like if you change it that you're not going to be the same person, like not that you're not going to be the same person cuz whatever, but that you're not fulfilled anymore, like
Yeah.
like why did I change that? Like I
Yeah.
know I said I cursed a lot, but like
So what? I'm a sailor.
yeah, like I'm a fucking cuss. What?
Yeah.
Like you either like it or you don't. Like
Don't
I
listen
don't
or don't listen.
period, child.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that. The people you will attract the if you are happy with the people that are in your circle that you're attracting,
Mhm.
if you like the things that you're attracting, why are you changing it? And
True.
now if you don't like the things that you're attracting, then yeah, maybe some things need to change. That way you attract the right whatever.
Yeah.
Um
All right. So let's get into some ways to know if you are being controlled by your ego. One, you always feel the need to be right.
I don't mind being wrong.
I
But
and I can admit when I'm wrong too. Like if I fucked up, I'd be like, ooh. My bad.
But I'm a person. No, you gonna have to come with the facts.
I'm not like if you make a valid point and just be like, I'll be like, all right, because
Yeah, but the valid point is the facts.
okay, we'll get further down into these, but we'll get back there. Okay, so self-interest and having the desire to always be right, and then if you realize that during the conversation you are not right, then you cut the conversation and don't want to have it anymore. I can't stand somebody like that. Like, nigga, you
That
know
moves
you
on to
wrong.
the
Yeah, like don't try to flip the conversation. Don't try to go to something else. No, no, we gonna sit here at this topic because you know you wrong.
you brought it up too. Don't be trying to flip the subject because you
Yeah.
know you wrong. No,
Mm,
I hate them kind of people
that's
that will
annoying.
fucking argue you down and then they realize they wrong. Like,
And then
anyways,
yeah, or try to mind fuck you and then try to switch the topic to something else and get you like, no, that's what
ooh,
we not about to do
that's
that.
so fucking annoying. That some oh my gosh. Oh, I hate oh girl, I'm triggered.
And I know you know who I know who you triggered by, and I know who you're thinking of.
I'm so triggered. But
I
anyway,
because I was thinking of that person as the words are coming out of my mouth. Moving on,
yes.
you always want more. You're never fulfilled. You have
Mm.
this desire to, okay, once you hit this mark, you got to get the next biggest thing. Like it's always,
I used to think that was a positive thing. I used to.
but when is enough enough?
And that's exactly how I feel. Like, I get wanting more for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we be wanting so fucking much, or people want so fucking much that they never even bask in what they already have.
Mm-hmm.
They don't bask in the progress that they've made.
I'm guilty of
And
that. I'm guilty of it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, yeah, when is enough enough? What, like, I know you keep hitting these goals and keep making new goals, which is fine, but like sometimes you just gotta coast a little bit just to enjoy things.
And that's what I was about to say. If you're always chasing, and you can't be in a moment and be present, like you
Mm.
said, to appreciate the things that you have gotten or you accomplished or whatever, like then that's when it's becoming an issue, in my opinion.
Hmm.
That's when it's a problem. Um, next, you only focus on yourself. I have been guilty.
Girl, it's just me.
I have
But I
been
get
guilty.
the okay, you only focus on yourself. It is just me, right? I'm
Yeah.
single by myself. But at the same time, I've realized in my big age
Mm-hmm.
that the things that I do or the decisions I make, even though I am a soul person, it does affect people around me.
Mm.
Like, no matter what I do, because I have people in my life. So, uh, let's say I don't know. I can't think of nothing in particular. Anyways, just things that you do, even if you are a single person, no kids, blah blah blah. Like the things you do, who
Impact the
you
people
are,
around you.
impact the people around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can say career wise, in the past, I have always focused on myself. I haven't really had people under me all the time to have to worry about other people's careers and focus on other people. But as you go up in the ranks, you have junior people under you,
Hmm.
and you have to mentor, you have to train, you have to do these things. You actually have to give a fuck about these people. And that's one of the ways that, okay, now at this point in my career, it's not just about me anymore. Now it's not about me ticking all my boxes and hitting all my milestones within my career. Now it's me making sure that these junior guys tick all their boxes and hit all their marks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's one of the ways that I can see now. But before, yeah, I've been a selfish little whore. I've always focused on myself because, like you said, that's all I've had to focus on. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, if it don't benefit me, then what am I doing it for?
Period. No, I
Yeah.
get that.
So maybe that's something and that is definitely something that I have been working on. Like I said, just in the work aspect that I have been working on, but in general that I should probably continue to do some more work on.
Hmm.
Next is you don't like it when other people win. You don't like to feel like your work is going unnoticed, and so when someone else gets something over you, you feel that envy and that jealousy that we spoke about last week.
Now, this is one thing I cannot relate to
Yeah, I can't relate to that.
because me personally, I've never felt the need to want to be recognized for like it. Okay, yes, it feels good to be appreciated for the work you've done.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm not a person who's big on awards and stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need that stuff to feel appreciated. As long as I got my paycheck on the 1st and the 15th, that's the only thing I'm caring about. Period. That's the only recognition I need. The 1st and the 15th.
Mm,
Make sure that check is right. That's it.
that's all.
All that other stuff, you can win the award. You can step on everybody's toes to get that award. You can step on it. Because, first of all, what's mine is mine. It's going to come to me.
Anywho,
So it ain't meant for me, then cool.
you can have
But
it.
if it is,
It's mine.
it's
Okay.
mine. Okay, I'm done.
Next, you set unrealistic goals. You just want to show that you're superior to those around you, and so you set these goals where like you have to be the best all the time, top tier. You work overtime just and burn yourself out just so you can prove a point and you can get everything done and be like, oh well, I did this. I'm better than that person, or I
I
did
stopped
this.
doing that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Working overtime, showing up early, leaving late. Oh, because y'all people with families is going home hella early. Fuck y'all. I'm about to go home too. Girl,
Now, I will say that I have been that girl in the past where I have burnt myself out.
I have to. That's what I'm saying. I stopped doing that a long time ago.
I'm currently in fix it mode right now, but as soon as
Uh-uh.
I get things running to the way that they need to be running,
Friend, it was fucked up before you got there. They can patiently fucking wait.
you're right. You're right. And I keep telling myself this, but my work ethic is just
I
like, I got to
I
fix it.
get it.
Like,
No, I fucking get it. But they gonna
yeah.
get it from this hour to this hour. And after this hour, that's it. I'm not doing no extra because it was fucked up before I got here. Now, if there's an inspection or something coming along and it was under me, cool. I
Yeah.
understand. But if ain't no, it will get fixed when it get fixed. Let me put out the daily fires that there are right now
And
to
bitch,
make
it's a
sure
lot
that's
of them.
exactly. Make sure that's okay. You can't fault me for some shit that was fucked up prior to me getting here because y'all wasn't caring about it then.
Mm-mm. Anywho. Next, and this is the one that I want to circle back around on that we were hitting
Oh,
on earlier, but you lack empathy. Lacking the ability to understand others. And this is going back to that, oh, you always got to be right. Oh, I need the facts. I need the facts. Let me
I
see
need the
it.
facts.
Do you need the facts? Can
Yes,
you not see the other side of someone's argument and
sometimes I
why it
can't.
might be important to them and why
If
they
they give me the facts, if it sounds logical and reasonable, yes. What are we talking about?
But yeah, this is another way that you can tell that you're being controlled by your ego is that you just cannot see someone else's point of view. If you
Okay,
can't see where someone else is coming from.
that's a part of my ego that I probably do need to kill. Because
Hmm.
I'm telling you, if it don't make sense, if it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense.
It could be like the example of like, well, they deserve for that to happen because they didn't do X, Y, and Z. Like, okay, they put themselves in that circumstance because they didn't do this, this, and this. And if they would have done this, this, and this, then they wouldn't be in this situation. So therefore, I don't feel sorry for them.
It gotta make. Oh, I. I think, to be fair, I have more empathy. I have more empathy for people that I don't know than the people that I do know. Because if I do know your situation and I do know what's happening and I do know your thought processes,
Or if I know the history and if it's a
that's
repeated
what I'm
behavior. Yeah,
saying.
okay.
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
know that, I lack way less empathy. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a person that I don't know and I don't know the background,
Mm-hmm.
I just know the circumstance like right now, that I'm like, oh fuck, damn,
That's
that sucks.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Damn.
But a motherfucker I do know, Give me some logic. Give me some reasoning, because bitch, I know your history, and it's not adding up.
Yeah,
And those the motherfuckers that I have no empathy for.
I can agree with you there. Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that.
Okay. And I see that. Okay. See? Empathy. I see where you're coming from. I feel
Girl, fuck
you.
you.
Next, and this is a good one. One way to know that your ego is heavily involved, especially with relationships or material things. But if it was to go missing, how would you feel? Would you miss it desperately? Like,
What, my ego?
yeah, with your ego. Relationships. If the relationship went away, romantic relationships in particular, like if it went away, like how would you feel? Would you want to cry, scream, kick? Like, how do you feel based
You
on
asking the
that?
wrong person.
But okay, maybe I'm asking the wrong person, you, but for the people
Or maybe the
listening,
wrong question.
maybe I'm not phasing it right. Okay, so say if you have you got your car, your dream car or whatever, and somebody hits it, and you get irate over it. You can tell that this is something that's ego driven, because this is you attach it to your worth somehow. You get what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
In reality, it's just a fucking car. You have insurance for a reason. It's gonna get fixed, right? It's just
Yes.
a car. But if you are so upset and like butthurt, but now you got this fucking scratch on your car or this ding on your car, like that's
No,
what I'm getting at.
I think about the bigger picture in that sense. I'll be like, damn, I'm alive. It could have been
It could
worse.
have been worse. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Hmm.
in those type of things, I think in the much bigger picture.
Yeah. Like even things as simple as like your house or the place where you live. Like all of that shit can be taken away from you, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could lose your job tomorrow and 6 months from now not have a fucking dime to your name.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's those situations that kind of break people down, and that's when you realize like damn, like I am attached to a lot of things that maybe don't necessarily matter. And when you strip all of those things away, like who are you?
Yeah, especially living in California, I've been feeling so bad because there's so many fucking homeless people down the street. I see them all the time driving to work, just homeless people everywhere, and I be
Mhm.
feeling so bad,
Mhm.
sad about it. Granted, I know a lot of them are drug addicts and stuff, and you just think I have empathy for them, even though
Mhm.
I don't know them, because I know a lot of it is rooted in drug use. And like, how do
Addiction,
you
it's a sickness.
addiction?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you get there? It's just a multitude of things. And so I be just feeling bad because I just be seeing them talking to themselves, like walking down the street. So one thing that Elvis does, our friend,
Mhm.
which I feel like I want to start doing this too, is he always has like
Gift card.
$10 gift cards from McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and stuff like that instead of giving them cash because I be feeling guilty if I give them cash too because they could just go buy drugs or do whatever with that money.
Mhm.
But at least you could get a good meal from this. Or shit, I might even get Walmart gift cards. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyways, he carries them in his glove compartment. That way when he sees them, he can give them a meal or
Mhm.
whatever. I was like, damn, I might start doing that.
You should.
Cause
That's actually a really good idea.
there's so fucking many of them. And it's sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
somber.
just to get to that point, like sometimes it takes you losing shit to
Mm.
really get to the essence and get past the ego.
It can
Sometimes
be any of us.
sometimes it take you losing that relationship. And sometimes it take for you losing that job that you were so attached to. Right. And that's when
I
shit really hit the fan.
I was about to say, I feel like people who are ego driven do at some point get to that bottom point because, like, just life is just teaching you a lesson. Like, bro, this
Hmm.
shit it's cool, but it ain't everything.
And stop putting so much of your worth into that, because that's not who you are. You're not the house. You're not the job. You're not the car. You're not the
You're not the
relationship.
clout.
You're not. You're not any of that thing and any
Yeah.
of those things. In reality, you're just a soul trying to experience something. And what it boils down to, not to get on my woo woo, but we're just love. We
Mm,
are here to love and feel love and experience it. And the ego gets in the way of that experience. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Wow.
So some tips, and then we gonna get up out of here because Ray got shit to do. This bitch about to be outside again tonight, and it's a
I'm not
school
about to
night,
be outside.
and it is a school night, and my girl about to be
Actually,
out.
I am doing something very therapeutic tonight that I will tell y'all about my experience after I leave there. But I'm just going to a little float tank thing.
I'm going to do that also because that sounds cool, and I want to be like 11 on Stranger Things because that's what she does.
I don't watch that shit because I don't.
You're not a
I don't
nerd,
know.
but that's okay.
It's perfectly fine. Yeah.
So tips to help you get out of your ego. And this is something that I have been doing. Enjoy the things that bring you pleasure. I mentioned this earlier. And don't place your worth in those things, but just do them. So like I mentioned earlier too, like if you enjoy dressing up or getting pretty or whatever, like don't put your worth in those things. Just do them because they bring you joy and they bring you pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing to know that it is a fine line between being
Love
egotistical,
and hate.
not love and hate. It is a fine line, but we're talking about ego. So it is a fine line in being egotistical and confident.
Mm. What's that line then? Tell me.
It's a line. It's a fine line because you can be confident, but once you cross the line of getting in your ego and being cocky or being an asshole about some stuff and being
Mm.
all the things that we mentioned earlier, then that's when it becomes an issue. So know the difference,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess maybe you don't know the difference, which is why we're here trying to help your ass. But and then also there's a fine line between self-interest and self-care. And this is where I think I'm going to have to figure that out. Self-care is
That's
important.
tricky.
Self-care, I'm going to always do. I'm always going to take care of myself. I'm always
That's
going to
tricky
make
though.
sure that my needs are met. But when does it become selfish in a way that is not necessarily good?
That's tricky.
It is tricky. And if you have issues trying to decipher whether you are just being self-interested or you're actually taking care of yourself, get a therapist.
Mm.
And they'll help you decipher if you
Mm.
just, being a little selfish whore or if you actually really just doing the work to take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's tricky.
It is.
I want to say for the most part, sometimes I feel like sometimes being self-interested is okay,
I'm not saying that it's wrong.
but balance.
Yes. You're asking a very selfish person if being self-interested is wrong. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I will never say it's wrong because I constantly put myself before others.
But I don't even. Yes, okay. Let me think. I guess. Never mind. I can't process it right now.
Yeah, but I'm really happy that we had this conversation. I definitely want to continue doing this work, especially like doing some more research on the North Nodes, South Nodes, and figuring all that stuff out because that is something that y'all know I love astrology, but it's very interesting to me. And yeah, we gonna see.
I'm gonna get back on Military One Source and find me a therapist out here.
Yeah, you should.
I don't even know what I want to talk about, to be honest, but whatever. I'll find
Or
one.
whatever. Just
But I gotta find my issue so I can get my 12.
get your 12 and then at the end switch your issue so you
Switch
can
it.
get 12 more.
Yeah. So let me think about my issue so I can.
I
Yeah.
put adjustment issues.
Oh
I'm having a hard time
yeah.
adjusting. I truly am having a hard time fucking adjusting.
Are
Um,
you?
yeah, I truly am. Like it's been a challenge
You
for me.
you know what I think it is too though? You've
Well,
been you've been away from your baby so long.
that's part of the adjustment. Having him
Yeah.
back, getting back into
Yeah.
that routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a different human being than what he was before he was living with his dad.
Yeah.
So that's definitely living with a new human being.
With this grown
Yeah.
man that eats everything.
Oh, girl, and it's only gonna get worse. This is just the beginning.
It is the beginning. I'm like, why are you eating so much?
Now that's one thing. A teenage child, not even the boys. The boys eat.
The girls eat too, though.
I was one of the girls, and I used to fucking eat. I ate like a grown fucking man as a teenager. I don't eat like that now, but I was known as the fucking little skinny girl who could
Who would
fucking
eat all the time.
garbage fucking disposal, eat everything, plates this big, 2-3 plates, eating everything. Kids are fucking expensive, y'all motherfuckers.
And I have come to the decision that I'm not having more children.
Well, I need to have one before I come to that decision. And speaking of, did I tell you that no, I'm not pregnant.
I hope you wouldn't tell me that on the podcast, bitch. Okay.
Almost fell.
I seen it.
But Tanner has a sister now. Did I tell you that?
Yay, you did tell me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
I need to make them a blanket.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I add
did,
that
I
to
do
my
remember.
list of projects. I'm already making a baby blanket for one of my friends now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm excited.
Okay. Well, you finished, friend?
I'm finished.
Okay. Thank y'all again for listening to another episode of You Need a Therapist podcast. I don't even think we came up with a ending of whether we should kill our ego or not.
I think I want to learn how to coexist with my ego. I want to
Coexist. That's the one.
That's the one.
I don't want to kill it. I want to coexist.
I
with
need my
it.
ego there to protect me.
Absolutely.
I don't want it to keep me from my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Or hinder my relationships in any way. So yeah.
I think like that possessive part, I think I've come to the conclusion, or it's in me now that I don't want to be possessive. I don't want to rule people. I want people to be who they are.
People have their free will, and people need to be able to do what they want to do because they're going to do it regardless of whether you try to control it or not. So why stress yourself over it?
Period. And honestly see that a lot of people, the more and more I try to exist in that sense, the more I see how the majority of people exist. 99.9% of people exist like that, they're very possessive of
my
people.
man,
my man, my friend, my blah blah blah, my whatever it is. People are very possessive, and I 100% out possessive, and not even over so much my man. It was over my friends.
Yeah,
I'm more possessive over my friends.
Who is that new bitch? Who? I don't know her.
Who you hanging out with?
Who was that?
I don't like them. No, you told me about this, and that. Don't like it. Why you hanging out with them?
Yeah.
No, very much so. However, I'm in a space now to where, like, if we float your boat, cool.
Yes.
If that's what you were gonna accept, cool. Who am I? I can't. I love you. I'm here for you, and I could choose to accept you for accepting them. Or be like, I don't think I can handle hearing about this and talking about this. So, yes, a lot of people are very possessive in relationships.
That scares me. It's in the aspect of like romantic relationships.
It scares me too, because most people are that way.
And at one point I thought it was like cute, or I thought it was like a good thing for somebody to want me in that way, and be like, no, like you're mine and nobody else can have you. I used to be like, damn, like he really do like me. But then when you realize what it comes from, and it comes from this place of fear or this need to control, it's like, let's look at this a little deeper now.
Hmm.
Like in that aspect, like that, it scares me now.
As long as you're getting from me what you like, what you need from me, like that makes you feel loved and stuff, and not even in the sense of like, mm, as long as you're getting from me like what you need in a partner. And
Mm-hmm.
that's tricky for me to say that because sometimes it be that possessive that people think they need and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know how to explain this. I feel like if it's too hard, why? Why are you doing it? If it's too hard, then why? I feel like if you're not able to allow a person to be who they are, why?
Yeah.
And people are scared to let people go out of fear of loneliness, out of fear of, well, nobody else will want me. That's a real thing.
It is a real thing. And it's scary. Like that shit is scary. Like I would rather be alone than be in some toxic bullshit.
Yeah,
I have
because
more peace by myself than dealing with some bullshit.
yeah, if you devote yourself to this one person that you think should be wanting you and should make you happy and do all these things for you, as soon as that person disappoints you, like, do
Your world
the,
shatters.
your world is shattered. You know, the resentment you feel, the sadness you feel because this one person that you thought was supposed to be there for you fucked up.
Yeah,
It's
that it
tricky.
scares me. It really scares me. And maybe I don't know. Like the more I do work on myself, the more I sit back and realize like is a relationship truly meant for me? Like, am I truly meant to have something long term? Like, I can have these like short term little relationships and they be great, and I just experience them. And I think what my hiccup is that society tells me that I need to have this long term partner. But like, I'd be cool like if I can just experience people at the moment, and then when things are over, just let them be over. I think that's the issue that I have is that part.
No, I don't think it's an issue though.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people get so, and here we go prolonging it. But
it's
anyways,
okay.
I
Whatever.
think a lot of people get so obsessed with like when they meet a person and they think everything, oh my gosh, everything is going so perfect, right? They think of these people as like, okay, this is supposed to be my forever person, rather than just experiencing that person and like taking from that experience what is supposed to be, whether it be long term or short term. I don't think you should go into any situation. Um, and I'm saying this, I guess I think
Mhm.
this. I don't think you should go into any situation thinking like, yeah, this is gonna be long term with this, like hopeful, like this is your long term. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody wants that. But if it isn't, okay, I've experienced this person. I've experienced this goodness in them. Even the negative, I've taken away this from it. And so when it's done, if it's done, that I can take whatever I've learned in that experience and apply it to the next one if I
Oh,
have a next
it's
one.
so much easier said than done, though.
It is so much easier said than done, but I think a lot of people need to have that mentality versus like you get so disappointed when you go in like this is my forever person and you hold on to that and then you get disappointed and you're like, "Oh, nobody will ever amount to this person," and blah blah
That was
blah.
me in my last relationship.
Yeah, it's I think things we keep saying it, things that are for you will be for you. If it didn't work out, either the timing wasn't right and it'll come back around to you, or maybe another person will, or maybe nobody, but you have to be comfortable and accept that because life goes on. You have to accept it that life goes on
Yeah, that shit do keep moving now.
with or without you.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shit will keep moving.
So, mm, okay. We done.
Yeah, I think so. I'm done. I don't have anything. We did go off on a little tangent there, but
It's
much
fine.
needed tangent.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to another episode of You Need a Therapist podcast. Clearly, I need a
For real
therapist so
this
we
time.
can figure
For real this time.
so we can actually get some answers to this, because I keep saying I don't know, because I really don't be knowing, but these are just my thoughts that just be coming to my head. But yes, thank y'all for listening. We really do appreciate it. Anyways, follow us on at Unitherapist Pod on
She tired.
IG, or I think that's why I'm getting to me, or unitherapistpod@gmail.com. Email us. And that's all I got. So,
Bitch, when the last time you checked the email? Because I damn sure you checked it. We probably got some emails in there. We ain't even checked
it ain't been that long ago. And girl, I stopped checking it because they don't be fucking.
Y'all email us. Come on, fuck us.
All right, guys. We will see y'all again next week with, I hope, another good topic. Okay.
All right. Bye.
So bye.